Today we are rebuilding Nottingham Forest, the club that were predicted to get relegated or at least dragged down in a relegation battle this season after a poor season 23-24. But they have risen from their ashes and right now are sitting in a European spot at the time of recording of this video. A lot comes down to Nuno Espirito Santo's style and how he has lifted this team this season. And so today, the board of Nottingham Forest have hired myself, Rebuild Sombrero, to take over this Nottingham Forest side and rebuild them into not only a staple in the Premier League, but the best club in England, as well as the best club in the world, repeating their 2 triumphs that they have had in the European Cup in, I think it was the 80s. However, until we get to this point, we'll have a lot of work to do still, even though this team is doing well, and I can see why. They have ballers like Gibbs White, Anthony Elanga, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Chris Wood is having a magnificent season as well. They have talents like Milenkovic, or at least, let's say, a good player already, not a talent anymore at 26. Murillo is only 21, he's already 79 rated. For this Nottingham Forest side, I have decided to go for a bit of a Nuno Espirito Santo tactic, counter-attacking style of play, as well as using or hiring a few coaches to let the players grow as fast as possible. We also have James Ward-Prowse, the centre midfielder, the world-class free-kick taker, at our club on loan from West Ham. So if we want to make that transfer permanent, we'll have to do it this season itself. We also have at our disposal a few very highly rated or interesting youth academy players in our default youth academy. So if we want to get those players involved, we will do so in the upcoming season. I think we will. In our budget, there are 66 million after extending a few contracts and going in for a few coaches. 66 million to make things happen. 3 transfers available to us in a season. And so our first signing of the Nottingham Forest rebuild is a new left back. Alex Moreno was already in his 30s, so we needed a man who was about 10 years younger. From the Netherlands, coming in from the Dutch giants Feyenoord Rotterdam, Kilinci Hartman joining us for 20 million on the dot at Nottingham Forest. This also means that we can send back Alberto Moreno to Aston Villa, as we now have Hartman in our team. I don't want to change around too much, that's why I bring in a man who was already on loan to us. Of course it is the free kick specialist in James Ward-Prowse joining us from West Ham for 20 million. For our final signing we go to Saudi Arabia to buy a goalkeeper who I haven't used I think before in this game. From Al Nassr coming in is Bento for 25 million plus our keeper Matzels, who goes the other way. We've also made a whole list of sales. Emmanuel Denise goes to Brentford. Willy Boli goes to Al Hilal to secure the Saudi bag. Arito Folo goes to Getafe. Even backup striker Taivo Awoni goes to West Ham United. And then we've also loaned out 4 players. And so this is our team with the 2 new additions of Bento 2580 and Quilici Hartman 2279. We are subconsequently, I nearly had a stroke there, improving this team slowly but surely. I've also put Danilo in the CDM spot alongside Dominguez because quite simply he's higher rated than, or younger actually, than Yates, same rating. We still have Chris Wood up front, he's 32 already, he might get replaced next season. But for now this is how we are rocking. And I think we've done good transfers this season, especially Bento, the fourth at the back, is going to help us a lot this season, I do believe. I don't think we will get European football in the first season. Nottingham Forest is over. We finish in 14th spot on 42 points. 58 goals scored, 66 conceded. So we were closer to the relegation zone than to European spots, but still some way off of Everton. 17 points ahead of them, the first team that got relegated. On the other spectrum of the table, we have Manchester City defeating Liverpool to the title, West Ham in third. That is surprising. Man United win the FA Cup over Liverpool. We've been knocked out by Chelsea in round 3. But however, we do win our first trophy against all expectations, defeating Chelsea to lift the Carabao Cup. Wow, we will play European football in Season 2. Let's have a little look at the Champions League at European competitions then, as Bayern defeat Inter to win the Champions League. The Europa League goes to Man United to do the double over Besiktas. And Chelsea win the trophy, the Conference League over Lask. Another English club winning a European competition. The competition will be in next season. Chris Wood has been the main man with 25 goals, 19 in the Premier League. He's been the main reason why we didn't go into a relegation scrap. White with 15 goals as well. But after that, we have Jota Silva with 6 goals, so the drop-off is massive. To be honest, I do like what I see, especially players like Murillo, Bilenkovic in their 80s. Bento at an 85, he's grown massively. Even Hudson-Odoi up to an 81. Wood might get replaced next season, even though he scored by far the most goals. He will do as a backup striker, but a starting striker is going to be tough for him. I am actually quite satisfied with the results in the first season. 14th in the Premier League, granted, isn't great, but winning the Carabao Cup is. So we will play European football and we'll have to strengthen our team accordingly in Season 2. Our first signing of the second season in the Europa Conference League we are. And so we go in for a new striker, replacing Chris Wood. Chris Wood is retiring at the end of the season, so anyways, we need a new striker. And this man certainly is the real deal. It is Karim Konate joining us from Inter Milan for a bargain, 19 million. After signing Konate, we've made a big clear-out selling Ola Aina to Chelsea, Ibrahim Sangare to Tottenham, Luis O'Brien to Celta Vigo, Ryan Yates, the former captain, to West Ham United, Josh Fowler goes to Everton. Matt Turner even joins Fulham for 3 million. The second player joining us this season is a Manchester United academy graduate who was playing in France in this save. We've brought him back to England. It is Kobe Mainu joining us from LOSC Lille for 46 million on the dot. As a third and final signing, we bring back a former Premier League player who used to play for Manchester City, then went to Barcelona, and now he's playing in Saudi Arabia. He's actually listed as a left back, but he will no problem. It will be no problem converting him to a right back. It is Joao Cancelo joining us from Al Hilal for 60 million. What we have done last but not least is selling Nicolas Dominguez to Atalanta for 21.7 million. So this is our team going into Season 2. It's already much stronger than in Season 1, especially the back line. The goalkeeper at 85, Cancelo, who is 86 rated at 31 years of age. Mainu, an exciting prospect, 79 rated at 20 years of age. And of course, Konate up top. 3 changes in starting 11. Another exciting prospect from the Ivory Coast, 21, 76 overall. And I think that is much better. Second season, 7th place, 57 points, 15 more than last season. Liverpool are the champions out of Chelsea, Man City and Arsenal. But we will probably once again play European football of some sort in Season 3. Arsenal win a wacky FA Cup final over Aston Villa 5-3. We've been defeated by Bristol City in round 3. And Arsenal even win the double, defeating Newcastle United in the Carabao Cup final as well. We couldn't retain our title here. In fact, we've been smashed out in round 2 by Reading. That is a bit of an embarrassment, I have to say. The Champions League once again goes to Real Madrid over Milan. The Europa League goes to Roma over Girona. We've actually finished in 11th place in the Europa Conference League phase. Went to the playoff round where we actually dismantled Sandpad 6-1. In the round of 16, where we defeated North Zealand 5-3, but then we got knocked out by Celtic on pens in the quarterfinals. That was unlucky. In the end, it is Celtic defeating Antwerp. That was a big chance missed for us, I have to say. We are looking at 23 goals by Morgan Gibbs-White, who is really our star player. 19 for Konate, up to an 80 overall. 12 and 8 for Jota Silva. And even 11 for backup striker Chris Wood, who will retire at the end of the season. Still, 11 goals at 73 overall is not bad. I would expect more from my wingers, Hudson-Odoi and Elanga. Even Jota Silva, they haven't really delivered, especially those two, Elanga and Hudson-Odoi. Mainu has grown to an 84, which is great. Murillo up to an 84 as well. 86 rated Bento, 83 Hartmann, and still 86 rated Cancelo. Isn't bad. It's not a bad team at all. Even though the cup competitions weren't great, we have done steady progress in the league. 7th from 14th, which is not bad. A +7 improvement. Hopefully we can continue like that in Season 3. Our first and main signing of season number 3 is going to be another CDM who is 27, coming from the Italian league, from Serie A. He's definitely going to strengthen that midfield. It is Yusuf Fofana joining us from AC Milan for 50 million at Nottingham Forest. As a second and final signing for Season 3, we go in for a new backup striker as Chris Wood has retired. A young man coming into the side by the name of Eli Junior Krupi from Atalanta for 8.5 million. Krupi is the new backup striker, 20 years old, 73 rated, backup to Konate, who is now 80 rated. The left and right midfield stay like that. Even though I was tempted to make changes, I'm gonna leave it like that for at least this season. But the other big signing we've made is Yusuf Fofana at CDM, 27 in the prime of his career, 84 rated. He will certainly bring something to this team. Mainu is also 84 rated, so he's gone up very well. Murillo is very, very good. Gibbs wide as well. I just expect some players like Konate, like even Elanga and Hudson-Odoi, Hartmann maybe as well, to still grow. Further clearing out the club by selling Ramon Sosa, who didn't really grow anymore, so he's gone to Olympique Marseille for 14.5 million, alongside Omar Richards, who also goes to the French league, to Stade Brestois for 5 million. It is official then, we will once again be playing Conference League football, hopefully this season. We can capitalize on us being one of the strongest teams in there and go on and win. It's over with a massive surprise as we finish in the top 4. Third place, Champions League football in Season 4. Amazing. Only 3 points of the Premier League winners, Chelsea as well. 21 wins, 11 draws, 6 losses, the least in the division. If we had 1 or 2 less draws, we would have become the Premier League champion, but that is for another day. The FA Cup goes to Manchester United over Liverpool. Here we've been knocked out in round 4 by Spurs. The Carabao goes to Liverpool over Man United the other way round than in the FA Cup. Here we've been defeated by Fulham in round 4. No repeat of the triumph a couple of seasons ago. As Bayern win the Champions League this year over PSG, Athletic Bilbao win the Europa League over Sporting. We've been in the Conference League where we finished only in 6th place in the league phase, but went straight to the round of 16 where we defeated Twente just about. We defeated Panathinaikos in the quarters. We even overcame Young Boys in the semis, which means we will play Napoli, the most difficult one of them all. Who we defeat though? We win our second trophy of this rebuild, the first European one. Winning the Conference League, defeating Napoli. Wow. 30 goals by Konate has grown to an 84, 23 by Gibbs White, 86 rated, 19 even for Callum Hudson-Odoi, and 16 for Silva. Those 4 have really delivered this season. We've had a wonderful season, 3rd in the Premier League, highest finish so far. The Cups haven't been great, but the Conference League has been brilliant, winner of that as well. We will play Champions League football in season number 4. For season number 4, we are having an unbelievable budget, 220 million. That's what happens if you play in the Champions League. And as the first player, we go in for an absolute superstar at this stage. From West Ham, who have finished below us. A man whose contract was expiring in 11 months, so we swooped in. Going in for the Ghanaian Mohamed Kudus from West Ham for a bargain, 60 million, I have to say. The second man joining the club this season in Season 4, our first Champions League season, is a man, an Englishman, who used to play in the Premier League for Chelsea, now was away for a few years and now returns back home. Coming into Nottingham Forest, it is Fikayo Tomori, 70 million he cost us from Leverkusen in this save. With the arrival of Kudus, we've now also sold Anthony Elanga to Spurs for 32 million. Hopefully that doesn't come biting us back in the backside. But yeah, for now that is a sensible transfer. So this is the team we've built for our first Champions League campaign. Tomori goes into that centre-back spot, 29, 87 rated. We have Kudus on the right, 26, 86. And those two transfers, even though we have still more than 100 million in our budget, are wrapping up this transfer window. I am happy. Halfway point of season number 4. We are still in the title race. Only 2 points of Chelsea in first. In 4th position right now. However, in the Champions League, our first visit ends in 17th spot. Not too great. The 24th West Ham are the last that go through still. We are on 11 points, 3 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses, and go to the playoff round where we face Atletico Madrid. Not an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. First leg will be at the City ground at home. We have a strong defense, a strong goalkeeper, even a very good midfield, and a good striker. So we should have an opportunity at least to get through Atletico, but we lose the first leg. 3-2, Gyökeres and Vitor Roque they've got. Wow. Second leg at the Metropolitano. We need to do something special here to come from behind. Can we do that? No. It's a 3-1 defeat, another defeat. 6-3 on aggregate. We go down to Atletico Madrid in the playoff round. It's the end of the season in the Premier League, and this isn't good news. We have finished in 6th place. We have fallen off from third. We were from third, yes, we were last season, to 6th this season. 62 points. It is a big drop-off. The FA Cup goes to Newcastle over Brighton. Here we've been knocked out in round 6 by Brighton. And the Carabao goes to Liverpool against West Ham. Here we've been knocked out by West Ham 5-0 in the semi-finals. In the end, we can kiss goodbye to the Champions League. Bayern win it over Leipzig. Arsenal lose the North London derby to Spurs in the Europa League. That hurts a lot to Arsenal fans, I'm sure. And Sevilla win the Conference League over Panathinaikos. In a not-so-good season, Karim Konate still stepped up. 25 goals for him, 3 assists, 17 for Kudus, 17 as well for Gibbs White. I mean, up until this season, we had only risen, but this season we fall down flat on our asses. 6th in the Premier League. Still not terrible, but of course a drop-off from last season. We've actually found a solution on the left midfield spot. In a swap deal, we have brought in a former Manchester United wonderkid superstar already nowadays. In this save he plays for West Ham. It is the Argentinian Alejandro Garnacho joining us for 33 million plus Callum Hudson-Odoi. We've even sold Morato, who wanted to leave the club, to Tottenham for 19.2 million. The second signing we make this season is a long-term replacement to Joao Cancelo on the fullback spot. He's only 16, coming from Bayern Munich. It is Christoph Farkas joining us for 26 million from Bayern. And last but not least, we bring in a new backup cam to Morgan Gibbs White. It's absolutely needed that we have a strong bench as well. So we bring in the Italian regen Gabriele Moretti from Roma for 45 million. And so Moretti goes on to the bench. He's 81 rated, a good bench player. Farkas goes on to the reserves. He's actually left back, but right-footed, if we can see here. He's only 16, but when the time comes right, we can replace him with Cancelo. We can also then convert him to a right back. Otherwise, the team stays the same, with, of course, the exception of Garnacho coming in. 86 rated, replacing Callum Hudson-Odoi. But this team is very good. The first 11 is strong. The bench is now looking strong with the addition of Moretti. We can't really compete. I asked the question, what happened? What happened in Season 5 as we are nowhere near the Champions League positions? In 7th place, 9 points behind Liverpool. In 4th, Man City are the champions. We don't win a cup either, as Brighton win that the FA Cup over Palace, derby. We've been knocked out in round 6 by the eventual winners of Brighton. And Arsenal win the Carabao over Man City. Here we've been knocked out by Arsenal in round 4. We are looking at 23 goals by Konate. That is the best, and it's not really great, I have to say. 18 by Moretti. Has he played more games than Gibbs White? It nearly seems like it. Even though he's 6 lower rated. Gibbs White has played 35. Moretti has played 40. 12 goals for Garnacho, it is 87 rated. And 9 goals for Kudus. Not great, I have to say. At the start of Season 6, one thing has happened. Neko Williams is joining Gladbach when the transfer window opens. On a free, I had to let him run his contract out because he didn't want to renew. Loaning Dylan Clemens out from the Youth Academy. The default Youth Academy player has brought him up to an 85 overall, so I'm going to loan him out one more season, as anyway, we can't win the Champions League this season. Carlos Miguel is doing a job from the bench, and Bento is the starter. We've just gotten hold of a new right back, coming in at 21 years of age, 85 overall already, an exciting prospect. A man who will replace Joao Cancelo at Nottingham here. It is the Spanish man, Aitor Gutierrez, joining us for 50 million plus Joao Cancelo, who goes the other way to Napoli. I'm going to be honest, I don't see the need to change anything right now. Fofana and Tomori are the oldest ones, if I'm not mistaken, in the squad, alongside Bento. Gibbs White is 29, we have Kudus at 28. 25-year-old Garnacho is still very good. Hopefully we will end it at least with him. But Gutierrez goes into the starting 11 at 21 years of age. He's much younger than Cancelo and a lot younger, so he's there. Farkas is the backup right now. He's 78 rated. A very good team, a very good bench. Hopefully we can, this season, I say that every year it seems like, but this season I really want to get back into the Champions League. Just to complete things here, we've then sold Elliot Anderson. He wasn't of any need to us anymore. He goes back to Newcastle. I think that is where he came from, to Nottingham. And Eric da Silva Moreira, the right midfielder, the German, goes to Köln, to Germany. We've made it back into the top 4. 72 points, a big improvement. 4th position, only 4 points off the league leaders. Manchester City, who have won yet another trophy, yet another title. The FA Cup goes to Aston Villa over Leicester. We've been knocked out by Peterborough of all clubs. Peterborough in round 4. 2-0 to Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final to Fulham, so they win the Carabao. We've been defeated by Bournemouth in round 3. No good cup runs this season. Once again, we are looking at goals that are a bit bleak. 18 for Konate, 17 and 10 for Garnacho is good. But Konate 18 is a bit bleak, I have to say. 12 for Kudus and 12 and 17 for Gibbs White is not too bad though. I mean, 4th position, at least we will play in the Champions League again in Season 7. It was about time. We are now in Season number 7, and so we go in for the big players. A 20-year-old centre-back from Barcelona is joining us as we're once again playing in the UEFA Champions League. He goes by the name of Guilherme Silva, a Brazilian. At 160 million, the big bucks have been paid for him. We've also sold 2 players. First, the 3rd string goalkeeper, Carlos Miguel, goes to Monaco. Thank you for your service, mate. He's been a good backup keeper. And Nikola Milenkovic goes to Chelsea. Another OG Nottingham Forest player. He's already 32, so thank you for your service again, and goodbye. Again, I want to strengthen our bench, and so I go in for a new CDM, a 21-year-old, an exciting prospect from Switzerland. Luca Somma joining us from Inter for 56 million. And so this is our team going into our 2nd Champions League campaign. Tomori still at the back, alongside Silva now, who is 88 rated at the age of 20. Bento still 91 rated. He has Clemens as a backup at 22.87. Finally, he's found his way into the team, not even the starting 11. But we have Gutierrez at right back, Kudus at right midfield, Fofana 90 rated, Mainu 92 rated at 25, Gibbs White still very good, 92 rated. As well as, of course, having a very strong bench consisting of Somma 21.82, Moretti's 23.85 rated, Silva still 83, Danilo now on the reserves as CDM 29. Well, after 24 games this season, in Season number 7, we are sitting in 4th place in midst of a title race. 1 point behind 2nd place Arsenal and Chelsea, and Southampton are leading the way by 1 point over Arsenal, so it's a very tight one at the top here. Whereas in the Champions League, we've actually finished in the top 8 in the league phase. 6th place, 15 points. Atletico win that without even dropping a point. But we will play immediately straight in the round of 16. And so in the round of 16, we will face Benfica away from home. I have made Gibbs White the captain of this side. He deserves that. Already at the start of the season, didn't tell you. But we have a side full of 90+ rated players. Garnacho also at a 90. The defense, just 2 defenders who are 89 rated and Gutierrez 88. All the others are 90+. So will we get through Benfica in the first leg here? Away in Lisbon, yes. It's a 2-1 win for Fana and Konate. Score our goals. Martin gives both Benfica some sort of hope in the 85th minute. We are hosting Benfica for the second leg at City Ground with a 2-1 in our pockets. And we march on to the quarterfinals with Konate in a very tight game getting the equalizer to put us through to the quarters. In the quarterfinals, we will meet up with RB Leipzig, first away from home in Germany at the RB Arena. Bento up to a 92, that is crazy. The goalkeeper we picked up from Al Nassr, but we get the win in Leipzig in Germany. 2-1, Kudus with the winner, Gibbs White with the other goal. We march on to the second leg with an advantage. It is second leg time. Last time out against Benfica, it was too close for comfort after winning the first leg 2-1 away from home. This time we have to avoid making the same mistakes again. Can we put us through comfortably against RB Leipzig? Again we need a goal late on. A bit earlier this time than last, but 67th minute Garnacho equalizer puts us through. After Kudus already gave us the equalizer in the 32nd. We are in the semi-finals in 2 very close affairs with Benfica and now Leipzig. Maybe the biggest game so far in this rebuild against Juventus. First leg at home at the City Ground this time. Can we get a result here at home? Yes, it's a 4-1 demolition job. That's what I wanted to see. Kudus with a brace, Konate with a goal as well as captain Gibbs White. We dismantle Juventus here at the City Ground. It is time for the second leg. Every player apart from Tomori and Gutierrez in their 90s. We will play at Juventus Stadium. Please, lads, do not bottle this here. It's a 3-2 loss, but we win 6-4 on aggregate. Gibbs White and Garnacho give us the goals. We win on aggregate, even though we lose on the night. Well done, lads. We are into the Champions League final. In the biggest game of the rebuild, we will face Borussia Dortmund in the final of the UCL. In other news, we have cruelly missed out on winning the Premier League title. Same points, just goal difference separated us from Chelsea. That is really, really unlucky and it hurts a lot. West Ham win the FA Cup over Brighton on penalty. Here we've been knocked out by Coventry. That's not good in round 4 already. We lose the Carabao Cup final. Not a good omen for the Champions League final against Liverpool. Whilst the Europa League goes to Arsenal over Athletic Club. And the Conference League goes to Lyon over Sociedad from Spain. We are looking at 30 goals by Captain Morgan Gibbs White. He's 31 now. What a season he's had. 26 by Garnacho, 25 by Kudus, 22 by Konate. That could have been a little bit more, but oh well. And then you see the drop-off. But 4 players have had more than 20 goals, more than 30 goal contributions, each of them. However, now it is time to play Borussia Dortmund at the Arena of Schalke, the ground of their biggest rivals. I think we've already had that once in FC25 in one of those rebuilds. But it doesn't matter. We will play on German turf, on enemy turf. But that will be no problem for Nottingham Forest. Careful first attack by Borussia Dortmund as Milambo is going through, whoever this is. And his shot wasn't great. Good ball into Kilinci Hartmann. First chance for us. But I think that was Kudus who headed it wide. This is Sommer. I think he's 94 rated, something like that. One of those youth academy superstars that EAFC 25 produced. Here he is again. Sommer into Romano. Dortmund playing the ball in and round here nicely. This is Sommer again. Going inside. Going for the shot, but it gets blocked. Still Dortmund on the attack and a good save by our keeper. Dortmund once again on the ball. This is Milambo into Romano, but we win it back. It's nearly half time. And Dortmund still win it back again. This is João Pedro. And somehow the keeper saves it. He didn't even know why, I think. Dortmund are playing the ball around much nicer than we do, actually. We're just waiting for the counter-attack. That's our tactical vision as well, so... And then we make mistakes like that. I'm really not playing well today. I don't know why. Careful, Dortmund get the ball through. As João Pedro once again one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And this one makes a brilliant save. This is, by the way, simulation gameplay. And I don't really like it. I've been playing Classic in the last few rebuilds. But yeah, I really don't like this one. This is looking like it's going to extra time. But maybe we can still create as Konate goes through for the first time. Konate, how do you miss that? I mean, man, we were under the cosh all game long. We come forward once and then we miss such a sitter. Good interception by Quilici Hartmann. Can we go forward now? As we play well here. This is Garnacho. This time we score. A superb piece of play here. Ending with Garnacho, who fires it home 6 minutes before the end of this game. Nottingham Forest lead against Borussia Dortmund. And look at this display. Quilici Hartmann first winning the ball. Then the striker laying it off into the feet of Alejandro Garnacho. And this one doesn't miss from there. It's 1-0. I'm bringing on a few players such as Moretti. Also Murillo for Tomori, who was also developing very nicely. Those two, and also maybe, yeah, I'm going to leave it like that for now. Can we hold on for the last few minutes, or will Dortmund come forward? Maybe we ourselves can now put the coffin into Dortmund's tea. This is Konate. This time he doesn't miss. We get 2 goals within 4 minutes to kill the game off. Konate with the celebration. Nottingham Forest very close to a 3rd European Cup in history. And what a ball into Konate. Schlotterbeck cannot catch up to him. Nottingham Forest have 1 3/4 of a hand on the trophy. Dortmund trying to reduce the deficit as João Pedro going through. This is a kick of glitch, but he doesn't even score that. He's been so unlucky today, João Pedro. As we collect the ball, and that's it. That was the last big chance of the game. As Nottingham Forest are crowned European champions for the 3rd time. And in a time when Nottingham Forest are actually doing well in real life, it is the question, how well will it end for them? I've just recorded this video a couple of days after they've lost to Manchester City. But I do still believe that they can finish in the top 10. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And also, while you're down there, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It would really mean the world to me. But for now, I'm gonna leave you alone with the celebrations as we are back to lifting a trophy. That is incredible. The Champions League trophy, after so many weeks that it's been away, is finally back. We can lift it, and it is going to be Fofana. Why not Gibbs White? I presume because I took him out, but Gibbs White has been one of the OGs. Fofana, a great signing. He's going to lift the UCL as Nottingham Forest are Champions League winners. For now, I'm gonna leave you alone. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day. It's been Rebuild Sombrero. I'm out.